Everybody from 523, welcome to week 2. So this week we are looking at Canvas. So again, we have 4 LMSs, learning management systems, and we'll spend 2 weeks on each one. So this week we are wrapping up Canvas by Instructure. Hopefully you have an account. The great thing is you get a free trial for 2 weeks. You can also extend that. There's a little link at the bottom. And the plan with that is just really go off the rubric, knock it out, figure out what's required. There's a link on the week 2 page that goes to assignment 1 Canvas. It says click here to get assignment. That is a Google Doc with an image pasted in there of the rubric. So write the About Me section, have an assignment, have FAQs, calendar, collaborative tool, something extra, some sort of interactive piece, and then some sort of submission so that you don't have to create an account for me and you don't have to give me permission to every little thing, because that gets super complicated for both of us very, very quickly. So I have 2 recommendations for that. Either a handful of screenshots that you upload to Blackboard for the assignment, or a screencast. The easiest way is to use QuickTime Player if you're on an Apple computer, and that's actually how I do these right now. And then you go to File, New Screen Recording. On a PC, there's lots of web-based screen recorders. Web-based screen recorder. I'm going to Google it and find it very, very quickly. Free online screen recorders are right. The one I have used and had most success with is Screencast-O-Matic. And I'll throw a link into the week 2 announcement. Actually, I have a pretty famous YouTube video that has a bunch of views where I just kind of randomly shared about Screencast-O-Matic. So I don't know, go figure. But that's super easy. If you're on a Mac, you can also use that. And you just click record and be like, hey Bill, I'm going to click here and show you the About Me page. I'm going to click here and show you an assignment. I'm going to click here and show you an FAQ. So the idea with this assignment is not that you would need to add me as a student, because then I would need to log on with a new account, and I already have in Canvas Bill.Selleck at Concordia already has an account as a teacher, so that gets super confusing. So again, either screenshots or Screencast-O-Matic or QuickTime, quick video, click, 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 here's the 6 places, done. That is the idea. One recommendation I have, because again, all 4 assignments are the same rubric and the same requirements. So you might want to copy and paste things from like a Google Doc or have a Google Drive folder with, at the very least, a photo and a Google Doc with the About Me stuff, and you can just copy and paste it into each one. One thing that Canvas allows you to do is link your Gravatar. That's a globally recognized avatar or profile picture. If you've never set that up, now's as good a time as any to set up one of those. I would not say it's globally recognized, but a handful of websites will link to your Gravatar. So you upload one profile picture, and it's easier to get that into many, many accounts. At the very least, I would add that profile picture and call it avatar profile picture inside of Google Drive, so that when you're creating an account, for me on almost all social media, right, like Twitter, on my website, in Google, all the big things are the same profile picture. I'm actually going to change it, I think. It's been a while since I've had a new one now that I'm talking with you guys. I had a great photo taken in July, and it looks nice and professional on a white background. It was at an Apple event, so it looks very kind of Apple-y. I'm going to change that, but when I change it, I'll change it on Twitter, or as my mom calls it, the Twitters. Change it on Twitter. I'll change it on my Google and Google Plus page. All the big outward-facing things. So that if you Google me, you're like, who is this Bill Selleck guy? Is this his account? You're like, yeah, that's the same picture. You'll see it everywhere you go. At the Fall Q conference, there's the SCED, like the online schedule. I'll change that profile picture so that the SCED matches the Twitter, the Twitters matches the Google page. I recommend doing that, and it makes it super easy for assignments 2, 3, and 4 for whatever LMS you are in. Upload the same profile picture or avatar, and along the way, Gravatar may or may not make that easier. but at the very least, kind of having a template that you can copy and paste stuff from should make these assignments go a little bit quicker. Um, let's talk a little bit about UBD, Understanding by Design. So your week 2 discussion is, you're going to watch the video. There's a PDF that does not look great, but it's like just, it's good stuff. So take a look at that. Try not to judge too hard based on that PDF from Edutopia. And similarly, that YouTube video is good stuff. It's a little dry, but it is it's really good. If you know nothing about Understanding by Design, my thinking on it is there's kind of 3 parts about it. It's backwards designing a lesson. So the first step is actually the last thing, right? So what do you want your students to know? What's the big idea? And then let's go backwards a step. How are they going to show that? What's the evidence? And then let's go back one more. What do they actually do? What do you teach? What do you say? What are the activities? What are your strategies? What's the teachery, the pedagogy stuff that will get them to be able to have some sort of evidence, right? An assignment, a project, or something. And by looking at that evidence, you're like, oh, they totally got the big idea, right? But the idea is to start backwards, not be like, oh, here's a lesson on whatever. Be like, here's the big idea. Here's how my students will show me that. And then here's the lesson and the activity that will tee them up to successfully give me that evidence. You'll sometimes hear it backwards design. Grant Wiggins, who died a couple years ago, was really the pioneer behind this. He's one in that 11-minute video, again, that starts off a little bit dry, but it's just like, it's really good, really thoughtful ways of thinking about teaching. He also does a great job in the video of separating lesson design from teaching. So this is about the lesson design, right? You can have a great lesson and have a really bad teacher, or have a great teacher with not a great lesson or no lesson. So UBD, Understanding by Design, is the lesson part of it. It's lesson design. And week 2 discussion takes a look at that, your views, and if you don't like it at all, like, the discussion is totally the time to share that. Love to see some people that are like, yeah, I don't like it at all. So by the end of week 2, have that discussion. As always, initial post by Thursday, 2 replies by Sunday, and then that first assignment, Canvas, is done. And then week 3 we'll start in with our second LMS. And that is about it. It's a pretty straightforward structure for this course, so hopefully that makes life a little bit easier as you catch up and follow along with things. So happy end of October, everybody, and happy week 2.